This is everything you need to throw a Neko rig right here. So if you're looking to start this, just get you a stick bait and like a straight tail worm. That's all you need. Of course, you could Neko rig like a minnow style bait. Of course, you could Neko rig crawls. I would just tell you just keep it simple for right now. On my right side right here, I don't know what it is for you. These are my favorite Neko rig baits. All you need is I use a 2/0 big bite. This is a decoy. I do like a little bit bigger hook for this. I'm using a decoy 2/0. You can use a smaller one, that's fine. You need some tungsten nail weights. These are the new Z-Man tungsten spikes, I think is what we call these. 3/32. I got some I can't remember what sizes these are. I got small ones, big ones, and middle sized ones. I got small ones, big ones, and little size ones. This is a new tool. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. This is a new tool that I'm going to use to put my tungsten into my into the elastic, into my worms. You need a pair of scissors, and I got a straw here. I know you're probably wondering why the straw is here. It'll make sense in just a minute. Do I have this upside down too, Michael? Is it gonna look all right, or is it upside down? I can just turn my phone around if it is.
I think it looks fine. Let's run with it.
So okay, all right, good. Um,
Y'all can just turn
so
your
let's
phones
start.
upside down if y'all are watching.
Yeah, just turn your phone upside down. Well, then I think it turns it back the other way though. All right, let's just start with the SMH worm. Why not? SMH worm I designed to be a shaky head worm, basically, but you could use it for an eco rig. You could also put it on a drop shot. You do a lot of different things with it. 6.5 inches long. I think we got 8 colors in it, maybe 9 by now. My favorite color would probably not be this one. Let's grab one that's actually my favorite color. Also, just a reminder, I am going to give you a gear list. All this stuff that I got here on my table, I'm going to give you a list where you can get this. All you got to do, just go to the sufschool.com, just create a free account. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'll send you an email with all the gear list, everything you need to do this. Let's use this one. SMH worm and moodering. Can you see that? Moodering. That's a good color to use for the fall because they're probably feeding on shad and that. I don't know what it looks like to bass, but it looks like a shad to me. First thing I'm gonna do when I'm rigging a Neko rig is you take your plastic. I always insert my weight first. This is this new tool. It's called a rattlesnaker. You don't have to have this, but man, this sure is pretty cool tool to use. It just look cool when you do it. You pull up and you pull this thing out. You want to scare your co-anglers half to death? Just do this. Pull this out. He get to acting stupid. You pull this thing out, say, "Yeah, man, if you step in my seat one more time and you pull the point off there and you show him that thing, you probably scare him half to death." But how this, how the rattlesnake works is you see it has a point here on it, and you're just going to insert that point right into the head of the plastic. Really simple and easy. Makes it easy to put tungsten weights into elastic. You can if you have a nail weight and it's sharp enough, you can still put it in elastic. But if it's not really sharp, it can be a little tough. Then you simply just take your tungsten spikes. You can see it's got a hole right here in the top, and you drop your tungsten spike right down in the middle of that hole. Well, now you take your little plunger, plunge him down in here, and I pull that out, and now my weight is inside of my plastic. I mean, that is about as fancy as Benny Hinn right there. Whatever happened to Benny Hinn, by the way? I hadn't seen him in forever. Okay, so I got my weight in there. Now the next thing I'm gonna show you can be optional. With elastic, I'm gonna show you. You can hook your soft plastic, and this is how I like to hook it. I like to hook my point towards the tail. I don't like to just stab it in the middle. My point is towards the tail. Can you see that clearly? That's the way I like to hook it. Now this, you can see it. I can pull it. I'm not going to throw that off. But for some reason, I really like to have a band on here. I just like the action. I like my hook to be a little bit more free than it being just stabbed into the plastic. So what I use is a straw. This is just a regular a drinking straw. You can get this from the grocery store. You can get it all Amazon. You can get it from Chick-fil-A. The ones at Chick-fil-A got a little bit more Jesus on them, I think. I used a pink one today because if I use the clear one, you can't see it. So somebody's about to say, where do I get the pink or purple straws? Listen to me, Caleb. You don't need a pink or colored straw. Just use a clear one. I'm just using it so it's easier for the demonstration. You just cut a little piece of the straw about like that. And then somebody else is going to say, well, they make little keepers for that, make O-rings for that. I know that, Jerry. Of course, I know they make O-rings for Neko rigging. I don't want to use that. I want to use the straw. I'm going to show you why. It fits tighter. All right. I'm going to take the tail of my worm. I'm going to poke him through there and watch this. I'm just going to pull it through, pull it through. You remember I tell you, I like to have mine where, if you're from the country, I like to have mines just above the egg sac is where I like to have it. And you're going to see how this pinches it together a little bit. Believe it or not, that makes it sink differently. That little pinch mark, something about the water tension, it makes it have a little different action the way it's pinched in the middle. Give that Coke bottle look. When you do this, let me see, I'm getting in the center of the screen. When you do it this way, you got two options of attaching your hook now. The first option is just to give them a good old stab right through plastic, which is my least favorite way to do it. You can do it this way, because you can just go straight through the straw just like that. You see how I got that? Just straight through the straw. That's one way to do it. My favorite way, and the way that I prefer to do, Neko, if I can get this back off, that's why, and see, this is a perfect example of why I like a straw over an O-ring. You see how hard it is to get that barb to go back through the plastic? Super hard. Like I'm gonna have to make another piece of straw. Like it wouldn't even come out without ruining the straw. All right, can you see that? You see where I got the Coke bottle shape at? The way I like to do it is I'm actually going to take my hook and go behind the keeper with the hook point. Can you see that? Behind the keeper. I like this because it just lets the worm move a little bit. And then also there's a better chance of that worm coming off the hook if I get a bass on there. I'm just OCD about that. I want the worm away. I want him to get out of here. Once I get a fish on there, I would like for the worm to just not even be involved in the equation at all. That's the way I like to do it. You ain't got to do it that way. This is all personal preference, okay? If you found this clip from Straight Up Fishing School helpful for you at all, I'd love to have you in the group of anglers that we have within our school. This is a great place for you guys to learn the best gear, the best places, the best techniques to help you catch more fish. Fishing actually isn't as hard as you may think it is. You just got to understand a few fundamental principles to help you catch more fish. Check the link in the description box of this video or the comment section. Click on it, join the group. Fishing is going to be a lot more fun when you understand the very simple truths to help you catch more fish.